It started with a simple question. Who are the 10 biggest Jewish family businesses in Florida? We figured we'd find a list of multi-generational construction firms, maybe a few local retail empires. What we actually uncovered was something else entirely. It's a story that's bigger, more powerful, and far more transformative for the state of Florida than we ever imagined. This isn't just about family businesses. This is the story of how a wave of Israeli entrepreneurs and iconic Jewish dynasties converged on the Sunshine State to quietly build a multi-billion-dollar empire. It's a story of skyline-altering real estate, life-saving technology, and even the future of space travel. This is how Israeli-founded companies, alongside powerhouse Jewish families, forged an economic engine with a total impact of $7.3 billion that is fundamentally reshaping Florida's future. And it all starts with why they all chose to come here. Chapter 1. The New Promised Land. Why Florida? For decades, the heart of American Jewish life was planted firmly in the Northeast. But a major shift is underway. Florida, and Miami in particular, has become a magnet. According to a 2024 community study, there are now 131,200 Jewish residents in Miami-Dade County alone. A quarter of all Jewish adults in Miami are new to the area, having arrived in just the last 10 years. So, what's the draw? It's a mix of powerful factors. Florida offers a famously pro-business tax environment, a gateway to Latin American markets, and, of course, the sunshine doesn't hurt. But for Israeli founders and Jewish families, the pull is deeper. The creation of near-daily direct flights between Miami and Tel Aviv has forged a powerful air bridge, a physical link between the startup nation and the Sunshine State. This is amplified by supportive government policies toward Israel and a dense, active network of Jewish and Israeli cultural organizations that create a welcoming ecosystem for newcomers. The result is a landscape where business and community are deeply intertwined. A landmark April 2025 report from the United States-Israel Business Alliance found 429 Israeli-founded companies operating in Florida. And these aren't small-time operations. Together, their economic activity generates a staggering total gross output of $7.3 billion. They directly employ 8,193 Floridians. But when you factor in the ripple effect on local suppliers and services, that number balloons to over 20,000 jobs supported across the state. These are good jobs, too. On average, these companies pay wages that are 12% higher than the state average, and in Miami-Dade, it's 18% higher. This is the backdrop for our story. It's about two parallel forces: the established Jewish families who have been shaping Florida's landscape for generations, and the new wave of Israeli innovators who are building its future. Together, they tell the 10 stories of this economic revolution. Chapter 2. The Empire of Hospitality. Fontainebleau Development. When you think of Miami, you think of the Fontainebleau. That iconic, curving facade isn't just a hotel, it's a symbol of glamour, ambition, and power. At the helm of this empire is Jeffrey Soffer, the chairman and CEO of Fontainebleau Development. Following in the footsteps of his developer father, Don Soffer, Jeffrey has taken the family's legacy and supercharged it into a behemoth of hospitality, retail, and luxury living. It's hard to overstate Soffer's influence. After acquiring the historic Fontainebleau Miami Beach, he personally oversaw a jaw-dropping $1 billion expansion and renovation. That project transformed the landmark into a 1,400-room mega-resort with a dozen restaurants, a 40,000 square foot spa, and one of the most famous poolscapes on the planet. But he didn't stop at Miami Beach. Soffer's vision stretched across the country, leading to the recent opening of the 67-story Fontainebleau Las Vegas, a luxury resort and casino that has redefined the northern end of the Strip. The family's portfolio is a collection of showstoppers, including the JW Marriott Turnberry Resort and Spa, and countless luxury residential towers that have created entire skylines, like Turnberry Ocean Club and Porto Vita. This is a story of dynastic succession, where a second-generation leader didn't just preserve the family business, he amplified its reach on a global scale. With over 25 years in the industry, Jeffrey Soffer has evolved Fontainebleau development from a respected regional player into a dominant international force. It's a business built on tangible, larger-than-life assets, making the Soffer family one of the undisputed pillars of Florida's Jewish business landscape. Chapter 3. The Skyline Architects, Related Group. If the Soffers built an empire of hospitality, the Perez family built the very skyline of modern Miami. For over 45 years, the name Jorge Perez has been synonymous with urban development in South Florida. As the founder of the Related Group, he saw the potential in a city many had written off and began building the luxury projects that would help turn Miami into a global destination. While Jorge Perez himself is of Cuban heritage, his wife Darlene is Jewish, and he has raised his children in the Jewish faith, making the next generation of this dynasty a central part of Florida's Jewish community. Now, that new generation is taking the reins. Jorge's sons, John Paul J.P. Perez, who now serves as president, and Nick, are stepping into leadership, inheriting a multi-billion-dollar portfolio and a legacy of city building. But this isn't a story of just managing an inheritance. The second-generation Perez are tasked with navigating a new era of development, pushing the boundaries their father established. The Related Group's impact is everywhere, from the gleaming condo towers lining Brickell Avenue to their strategic expansion into neighborhoods like Wynwood. They're known for high-design, luxury projects that often feature collaborations with world-renowned architects and artists, masterfully blending real estate with high culture. This approach hasn't just been incredibly profitable, it has fundamentally shaped the look and feel of South Florida. The transition from Jorge to JP is a pivotal moment. It's a test of whether the visionary, entrepreneurial spirit that built the company can be passed down and adapted for a new century. With JP at the helm, the company continues to break ground on massive new projects, proving the family's ambition to shape Florida's urban landscape is as strong as ever. The Related Group isn't just a family business. It's a dynasty that has left its mark on every corner of the Miami skyline. Chapter 4. The Neighborhood Builder. Terra. While some developers aim for singular, monumental towers, others have a different goal: to build entire neighborhoods. That's the story of David Martin, the CEO of Terra. A native South Floridian, Martin has taken a distinct approach to development, one rooted in a deep understanding of his hometown and a commitment to smart, community-focused growth. Since co-founding Terra in 2001 with his father, Pedro Martin, David has grown a portfolio of more than 5 million square feet of real estate, valued at over $8 billion. But the numbers don't tell the whole story. Terra's projects are known for their focus on design, sustainability, and bringing neighborhoods back to life. Martin has a reputation for enlisting the world's most celebrated architects, from Rem Koolhaas and Renzo Piano to Bjarke Ingels, to bring his vision to life. Projects like Grove at Grand Bay and Park Grove were key to the revitalization of Coconut Grove, bringing world-class architecture to one of Miami's oldest neighborhoods. In North Beach, the 87 Park condominium, designed by Pritzker, prize winner Renzo Piano set a new bar for luxury beachfront living. And beyond just condos, Terra is active in all kinds of development, from mixed-use retail centers like Pine City Center to master-planned residential communities. What really sets Martin apart is his hands-on role in civic life. He has been deeply involved in tackling some of the region's biggest challenges, serving on Miami-Dade's Biscayne Bay Task Force and the Sea Level Rise Committee. This blend of business and community service defines the Terra philosophy. It's a family business that measures success not just in profit margins, but in the positive impact it has on the fabric of South Florida, building a more resilient and beautiful hometown for the next generation. Chapter 5. The Urban Visionary, Goldman Properties. Some neighborhoods just feel like they've always been cool. Spoiler, they haven't. They were made. And in Miami, no name is more connected to the art of urban transformation than Goldman. The story of Wynwood, the city's world-famous arts district, is the story of the late visionary founder Tony Goldman and the family that now carries his incredible legacy forward. Tony Goldman was a real estate legend, a developer celebrated for his Midas touch in revitalizing historic but neglected neighborhoods like Soho in New York and Miami's own South Beach. In 2005, he turned his gaze to a desolate warehouse district in Miami called Wynwood. Where others saw urban decay, Tony saw potential. He saw, as he famously put it, giant canvases. Between 2004 and 2006, Goldman Properties strategically bought up more than 25 properties in the area. Then came the masterstroke. Inspired by a project with the artist Shepard Fairey, Tony had a vision: to create an outdoor museum of the greatest street art the world had ever seen. This led to the creation of the Wynwood Walls, where he commissioned world-renowned artists to paint the windowless warehouse buildings. To make it a true neighborhood, he opened destination restaurants like Joey's and Wynwood Kitchen and Bar, giving people a reason to come and stay. The concept was a runaway success. The Wynwood Walls became a global landmark, drawing millions of visitors each year and completely changing the neighborhood's identity. Today, Tony's daughter, Jessica Goldman Srebnick, serves as the CEO of Goldman Properties, continuing her father's work. She has guided Wynwood's evolution from a gritty art destination into a mature neighborhood with offices, apartments, and retail. The Goldman story is a powerful testament to how a family business, armed with a creative vision, can do more than just build buildings. It can build culture, community, and an enduring legacy. Chapter 6. The Comeback Flow. Adam Neumann's New Empire. Perhaps no story better captures the drama, ambition, and sheer financial force of this new Florida boom than that of Flow, the real estate venture from Israeli-born entrepreneur Adam Neumann. After his notoriously fiery exit from WeWork, the co-working giant he co-founded, Neumann didn't just fade away. He moved to the Miami area, regrouped, and came roaring back with a new, massively funded vision to shake up the residential rental market. Flow burst onto the scene with a mind-boggling $350 million investment from the legendary venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, earning it unicorn status, a valuation over $1 billion, before it had even really launched. The company's mission is to create a branded, community-focused living experience in apartment buildings, taking lessons from WeWork and applying them to the residential space. And Florida is its main playground. Neumann has been on a buying spree across South Florida. In late 2024, Flow, partnering with Israeli firm Canada Global, snapped up the Aventura Corporate Center for $116.2 million. This nearly 9-acre site on Biscayne Boulevard didn't just have offices. It came with approvals for residential development, which the partners have since worked to expand. They received approval for a massive mixed-use project on the site, featuring hundreds of new residential units. Earlier in 2025, Flow made another huge move, paying $70.5 million for a 16-acre development site in Miami's El Portal neighborhood, a property zoned for a massive 3.45 million square feet of development, including nearly 2,400 residential units. These moves, plus apartment buildings already owned in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, signal a bold strategy to build a dominant presence in Florida's housing market. Neumann's story is one of spectacular failure and an even more spectacular second act. And it's all happening right here, backed by Israeli partners and hundreds of millions in capital. Chapter 7. The Sci-Fi Surgeons, Incitec. While real estate titans reshape the skyline, another part of this economic boom is happening in much quieter places. The operating rooms and research labs of Florida's growing life sciences sector. And one of its brightest stars is Incitec, an Israeli-founded company with a major presence in Miami that is pioneering technology straight out of science fiction. Founded in Israel in 1999, Incitec developed a revolutionary medical platform called Exablate Neuro. It uses high-intensity focused ultrasound, guided by an MRI, to treat debilitating neurological conditions without a single cut. For patients with essential tremor or Parkinson's disease, this technology can be the difference between a life of uncontrollable shaking and the return of steady hands. The company received its first landmark FDA approvals in 2016 and 2018 and has been expanding its applications ever since. With its global headquarters in Israel, Incitec chose Miami for its U.S. base of operations. It's a key part of the more than $6 billion in gross output generated by Israeli-founded firms in Miami-Dade County alone. The company employs hundreds of people globally, with a growing team in Florida driving its expansion across the Americas. It's a perfect example of the high-wage, high-skill jobs the state is attracting. The kind of jobs that build a durable, 21st-century economy based on intellectual property and breakthrough innovation. Incitec represents the incredible potential of the U.S.-Israel economic partnership. It's a company born from Israeli ingenuity, funded by global capital, and now, from its hub in Florida, it's delivering life-changing treatments to patients across the country. It might be less visible than a skyscraper, but its impact is arguably just as powerful. Chapter 8. The Robotic Pioneer, Momentous Surgical. Sticking with the world of high-tech medicine, another Israeli-founded unicorn is making waves from its U.S. headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Momentous Surgical. This company is on the front lines of the next surgical revolution, robotics. The presence of Momentous Surgical in Florida was highlighted in the 2025 U.S.-Israel Business Alliance report, which named it one of only 2 Israeli-founded unicorns in the state, a nod to its billion-dollar valuation and market potential. Momentous developed the Anovo TM surgical system, a groundbreaking platform for robotic-assisted, minimally invasive gynecologic procedures. What makes the system so special is its use of miniature humanoid-shaped robotic arms designed to mimic a surgeon's dexterity, allowing for complex operations through tiny incisions. This tech aims to improve patient outcomes, slash recovery times, and open up new frontiers in robotic surgery. The decision by Momentous, which is based in Tel Aviv, to set up its commercial headquarters in Fort Lauderdale is another strategic move highlighting Florida's appeal. It puts the company in the heart of a major U.S. market with access to top medical talent and a robust healthcare system. It's a key player in the life sciences sector, which the U.S.-Israel Business Alliance report identified as having huge potential for future growth in the state. Like Incitec, Momentous is an example of the sophisticated, high-value businesses choosing Florida as their American home. They aren't just creating jobs, they're building an innovation ecosystem, attracting the engineers, clinicians, and researchers who are developing the technologies that will shape the future of medicine. The arrival of a company with the valuation and tech of Momentous Surgical is a clear signal that Florida isn't just a place to retire anymore, it's a place to build the future. Chapter 9. The Space Age Protector. Stemrad, Florida's economic story has always been tied to the stars. From the historic launches at Cape Canaveral to the booming private space industry, the Space Coast is a vital engine for the state's economy. Now, that legacy is colliding with Israeli innovation in one of the most critical areas of space exploration: protecting astronauts from deep space radiation. This is the mission of Stemrad, an Israeli company with a major U.S. presence in Tampa. Stemrad developed the AstroRad, a specialized vest designed to shield the most radiation-sensitive parts of the body, particularly the bone marrow-rich pelvic region. The technology was put to the ultimate test on NASA's historic Artemis Warfort mission, an uncrewed flight that looped around the moon and back. Aboard the Orion spacecraft were two identical mannequin torsos, affectionately named Helga and Zohar. These phantoms were designed to mimic female anatomy, since women have a greater sensitivity to space radiation, and were packed with thousands of sensors. Helga flew unprotected, while Zohar wore the Israeli-developed AstroRad vest. The goal of this experiment, a collaboration between NASA, the German Aerospace Center, and the Israel Space Agency, was to get hard data on how well the vest works in a real deep space environment. After months of analysis, the results were presented to NASA, and according to Stemrad's CEO, they exceeded expectations. The success of the AstroRad vest on Artemis I is a huge leap forward in solving one of the biggest hurdles to long-duration space travel, including future missions to Mars. The Stemrad story is a perfect marriage of Israeli tech ingenuity and Florida's unique aerospace infrastructure. It highlights a key growth sector for the state: the intersection of space and defense technology. An Israeli company, born from lessons learned at the Fukushima nuclear disaster, is now at the forefront of protecting the next generation of space explorers, and it's doing it from its base in Florida. Chapter 10. The Community Engine: Jewish Community Services and the Philanthropic Backbone. Behind the towering cranes, billion-dollar valuations, and futuristic tech lies a foundation that makes this whole ecosystem work: a deeply committed and highly organized philanthropic community. These are the organizations providing the soft infrastructure, the social services, cultural connections, and safety nets that strengthen the community from within. And at the heart of this network in South Florida is Jewish Community Services, or JCS. Founded in 1920, JCS offers a huge range of programs that help people across Miami-Dade County. But its impact isn't just social, it's profoundly economic. An economic impact study by the Washington Economics Group found that JCS acts as a powerful economic multiplier. For every $1 JCS receives in donations, it generates an incredible $32.47 in total economic impact for the community. How is that even possible? This social return on investment comes from programs that move people from dependency to employment, that help seniors live at home instead of in costly government-funded facilities, and that support families in getting back on their feet. Annually, this effect generates an estimated $434 million in total economic impact, a staggering figure for a social service agency. JCS is part of a larger web of foundations and federations that form the community's backbone. The Greater Miami Jewish Federation, which commissions the population studies providing such valuable data, is a central hub for planning and fundraising. These organizations embody the Jewish value of tikkun olam, or repairing the world, by creating a robust safety net and fostering the community bonds that make Florida so attractive for Jewish families and Israeli entrepreneurs to put down roots. They are the 10th, and perhaps most essential, piece of this powerful economic story: the engine of compassion that fuels the empire of innovation. The convergence of these 10 forces, from dynastic real estate families to visionary Israeli tech founders, is more than just a business story. It's a story about the future of Florida. It shows how a state can become a global hub for talent, capital, and innovation by fostering an environment where community and commerce grow hand in hand. But this story is still being written. We've explored the giants of real estate and the pioneers of tech. But what industries are next? And which rising stars are ready to become the next household names? Let us know in the comments what part of this economic boom you find most fascinating. And if you know of other incredible businesses shaping Florida's future, share their stories. So we started looking for a simple list and found an empire. An empire built not on conquest, but on collaboration, innovation, and community. We found it in the billion-dollar renovation of an iconic hotel and in the quiet hum of a machine using sound waves to heal the human brain. We found it in the vibrant murals of a revitalized neighborhood and in the radiation-proof vest that flew around the moon. What connects the Soffer, Perez, Martin, and Goldman families with the founders of Flow, Incitec, Momentous, and Stemrad is more than a shared heritage. It's a shared spirit of ambition, a relentless drive to build, to innovate, and to transform. The $7.3 billion total economic impact is just a number. The real story is in the thousands of jobs, in the salaries lifting families up, and in the technologies that are saving lives and pushing the boundaries of human exploration. The data shows that sectors like space, life sciences, and defense are primed for even more growth, signaling that this is just the beginning. The story of Florida's Jewish and Israeli-founded businesses is a powerful reminder that in today's economy, the greatest resource isn't oil or land, it's human ingenuity. And right now, a powerful current of that ingenuity is flowing straight into the Sunshine State, creating a prosperous, dynamic, and exciting future for all Floridians.